Good afternoon and welcome to Talking To. I am your host, Rufus Bill, and it's a great day to be alive. Today is Sunday, August 2nd, 2026. The time is 7:10 Eastern Standard Time, and we would like to once again welcome you to Talking To. We have a great show planned for you, some great information that you will definitely need to use and to apply to your life because it'll enhance your life. So, once again, welcome to Talking To. And with that, we would like to say hello and welcome to the fragrance of our show, Joanne Tosin Fuller. Good afternoon, Joanne. How are you?
Hello, Rufus. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How's your day going?
It's going well. It's going well. How about yours?
It is
Did you have a good day?
beautiful.
A good service day?
Yeah, good service today. It's always a great day when the choir can pay attention and follow direction and not self-direct and singing those awful, god-awful notes that no one gave them. So it was perfect.
It was perfect today.
Yes,
All right now.
it was perfect. It's
Right.
what is it here? It is 74 degrees where I am.
About the same here. Yeah.
About 74 degrees.
About the same. I'm in Toronto area, Canada.
Do you has it been raining there?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. It was raining here all morning as well. I think it rained overnight too here.
Okay.
We woke up to
Well, as I mentioned last time I was on, we went to Myrtle Beach, my family and I. We went there for 9 nights and 10 days, so it was a long trip, but it was honestly one of the more memorable trips that I have had. So it was a great time.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm glad you clarified that after you said long trip.
Yeah, no, it was long, but it was needed and much
But
appreciated.
that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
it was. It was very
Mhm.
nice. The weather was perfect.
Oh,
Yeah,
good,
yep, everything worked
good.
out. We stayed in a nice resort that was right off the ocean, so we got to enjoy that each morning. It was nice.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to swim in the ocean?
Oh yeah, we went in the ocean and it kind of knocked us around a little bit. We had to take a break from it for a while, but I made sure to run on the ocean on the beach each morning too, so that was awesome.
Okay. And
Yeah,
I know
it was nice.
for a health guru such as yourself, that's almost like a dream come true.
Yep, that's actually why we booked our reservation where we did, because we wanted to be able to wake up near the ocean and experience everything that comes with that. So it was nice. I had no
That's
complaints at all.
I'm so glad
Mhm.
you and your family had a great time.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you have
Yeah.
some great information to share with us today. Tell us about what we're going to learn today, Professor.
Yes, so I know we do have a packed show tonight, so I kind of have to condense the information that I have for us today, which is kind of fine because it is a little bit of a deeper topic as far as talking about EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies, which is the type of radiation that comes from all electrical devices, but specifically that of our cell phones and our televisions and our earbuds and our smartwatches. And we are just bombarded by these all day from the towers and just walking by all of the devices. So I just want to kind of give a real quick rundown on what they are, some of the standards and how the standards were kind of formed, because that itself is fraudulent, and then just ways that we can do our best on a daily basis to kind of protect ourselves from them, because we can never rid ourselves from them completely because they are everywhere. You know, we can't, unfortunately, we're not able to go to a 5G tower and turn it off. So what are some ways that we can kind of mitigate that to kind of lower our exposure as much as possible?
And you know, we're a society, Joanne, of that we love our cell phones. And if we don't have them glued this way, or when we sleep this way, we feel incomplete. Professor.
Incomplete.
Yeah, it's become a part of us.
It has.
Yes,
For sure.
I'm interested. I'm really, because I'm an ear
Earbud.
well, I don't wear both because I don't
Okay.
like both, and I like the one. So I know I wear mine, and I get people all the time telling me, you need to take that out your ear. You shouldn't be wearing that all day long. And I don't keep it on all day. I don't keep it
Uh-huh.
on. I turn it on when I'm getting a call or something. But
Okay.
I'm really interested in
So
hearing what.
I will say right off the bat that even if a device is turned off, it does still give off a signal. It just doesn't give off as strong of a signal. So I won't argue with your friend whoever it was telling you to take it out. Definitely take it out, even if it is off. And I will also, I mean, we'll get into this in a moment when we get into all of the mitigation strategies, but using anything that's wired definitely is superior to anything that's wireless. So I will say that. So EMFs are electromagnetic frequencies or an electromagnetic field, and that is the form of radiation that comes from your cell phone, your television, your stereo, your watch, your earbuds, whatever it is that whatever that electrical device is or electrical unit, it's giving off a form of radiation. That radiation can travel at different wavelengths. So if you look at the electromagnetic spectrum, it can be a radio frequency, a microwave frequency. So for example, a microwave that you use in your kitchen, it's called a microwave because it operates on the microwave spectrum of the scale. It's not just like a name that someone just creatively came up with. So for someone, and I'm not picking on you, Joanne, even though you just
Oh
mentioned
no,
it.
go ahead. Don't pick on me. I
Take
don't mind.
away.
Someone
Talk to
so
me.
the earbuds that people wear all of the time, they operate on microwaves. That's how, because for a text message to go through or for a phone call to go from me to you, it has to, there's something going on. There's some type of transfer from one device to another. It's not just magic. And it's radiation that's very small particulate matter that travels in the air that goes from one device to another. The earbuds that people wear and the smartwatches and all of our cell phones, they run on microwaves. So to put those earbuds in your ear, you are literally microwaving your brain and everything that's in the middle. So so if you were to wear them, but it had the wire to it that you plug into your phone, that's by any means that's not the best route to go, but that is dramatically better than if you were to just use the wireless ones.
Now, Professor G, when you say it's microwaving our brain,
Yes.
exactly what does that mean?
So
I think about when you put a hot dog in the microwave and it begins to cook.
Yeah.
What are you actually saying?
So the microwaves, the frequencies that operate in that inside of the actual microwave, the device, the unit, is sending off frequencies that are hitting the hot dog, and it's warming up the molecules that make up the hot dog. So all of the molecules, they're all vibrating at a certain frequency, vibrating. And just like when you make a fire, you rub it to cause heat, to cause friction. That's what starts the fire because of all of the heat. So that's how it warms up your food, is by creating a vibration to the molecules in your food so it eventually warms up. But while you are cooking your food in a microwave, which you should try not to do at all, you should take your microwave and throw that thing outside your window. But microwaves, not only does a microwave dramatically lessen the nutrition value of your food because it cooks it, but it also everything that we spoke on last time, everything is essentially made up of water. Water absorbs all forms of radiation. So you are basically eating food that's lost its nutrition, but it's gained the toxic radiation from it. But because it's sold to us as something that's convenient and you can just pop something in real quick rather than having to take time and cook, and then you got to clean the dishes after, everyone just uses it. And it's not anyone's fault because this information is not, unfortunately, it's not just put out there for all of us to know.
Right.
But it's important. I would definitely recommend not using a microwave. So a lot of, if you want, I can go right into the studies because I know we don't have that much time here with us.
Go right ahead.
Yes.
So if you were to take a look at the box that your cell phone comes in and actually read that little pamphlet, it will tell you that your device should never be more than an inch closer to your body. So for you to be actually holding it is already going against what it suggests, let alone to be on the phone and now it's directly up against your head next to your brain. So the way that they develop the standards, which all of the standards that they have created, that they set all of their regulations by, are based off of RF radio frequencies, which is from 1972.
Mm-hmm.
When the Naval Research Institute in 1972 published 2,300 documents of studies connecting all different types of illnesses and symptoms to radio frequencies, and that's just in the form of like radio walkie-talkies from one ship to another. That's nowhere near the 5G level where we are at now. Then just on top of that alone, which is already needs to be updated, the way that they would do that they would literally take a mannequin head and they would fill it with some kind of like jelly, and then they would expose it to the same level of frequency that we are exposed to from 1972. And they only looked at the thermal effects. They didn't, as far as heating the surface, they didn't look to anything as far as inside of the body. So for us to be on our phone, if they didn't notice anything going on regarding heating, they just assumed that it was safe. They didn't take into effect anything that could happen underneath the surface. So they definitely need to be updated, and they don't, because obviously it would hurt their pockets, and that's not at all what they are business for.
Wow.
Well, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So, could these damaged brain waves caused by different devices, could that affect the behavior in adults and children?
Absolutely. More so in children, because they're younger, so their tissue is softer. They're still developing. Their skulls themselves are softer. Like if you think of an infant, their heads are naturally softer. And then you think of an infant that you see at the restaurant, and because mama and daddy are trying to hold a conversation during dinner, you'll see an infant or a toddler sitting at the table with their device right in front of them. And that's dramatic. Not only is that hurting their behavior development as far as their emotional and social development, that's a whole other ballpark, but it's also hurting them inside and how their body actually functions and develops. Absolutely.
Oh, wow. And I know I've also heard studies about even sleeping with your phone next to you, like even on your nightstand. I know we use a lot of times our phones now is our alarm clock.
Yep.
You wake up and you look, just press the button to see what time it is and all of that. So I heard, and you can agree, I'm not sure you will, that our phones actually should be across the room.
Yes. So I'm guilty of using the cell phone as my alarm clock as well. I do that too. However, and I can just get into some of the mitigation ways as now, because you're kind of bringing it up as it is. So if you are going to use your cell phone as your alarm clock, which is fine, I'm guilty of that as well, but put it on airplane mode. There still will be a signal from your phone, but it'll be a much lesser signal. And then also definitely put it out of your room. I go as far as putting it in the hallway, so it's out of my room, but also now it's kind of helping me get up in the morning, because when my alarm,
I can't press the snooze. I can't do snooze because I'm not gonna get up, press snooze.
Right. So I would say try to use a headphone or earbuds that have a wire. Turn your Bluetooth off if you are not connected to a Bluetooth device. So many people walk around with their Bluetooth on, and what that does is that has your phone continuously searching for something to connect to. So if you just turn that off, that will reduce it. It won't eliminate it, because we can't eliminate it, but it will reduce it. Use speakerphone as much as you can. Obviously, there's times, like I tell my students, obviously there's times when you're having a conversation and you're trying to have some level of privacy. That's one scenario. But when you're capable, remember to limit as much as you can. Have it on speakerphone.
Which goes to And then so now you're hitting the other side, which goes to the etiquette part of that, like you said, because you do want some privacy. But also etiquette says that if you have someone on speaker, and I guess it's supposed to be a rule, if you have someone on speaker, you have to announce that you are on speakerphone.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's part of, yeah, you have to announce that. Just like they have to announce that when you're calling a company, this call will be recorded. So especially when it comes, I guess, to business and all of that, that if you are on speaker, that you have to let the person know that you are on speaker.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend that too, because the last thing you want is for a conversation to go awry.
As also, mine may at so many times. But you know, now this may sound funny, but I'm being serious. I have noticed the behaviors of some of my friends after they've talked on the phone. And I don't want to say that it's completely linked, but sometimes like their conversation, like if I'm in the presence of they're on this phone and they get off the phone, sometimes their words become mumbled or they're mixed up. Can that have anything to do with the waves going through the cell phone, or are just my friends crazy like I think?
Well, I don't know your friends personally, so I can't comment on that aspect. But as far as it's definitely a contributing factor. I wouldn't say that it's apparent that soon. It's more of a gradual buildup, which is a big part of the issue as far as being able to recognize that it is a problem, because it's so much it's more dependent on the accumulation of it happening rather than just being exposed to it right away, like a hot stove, and it burns you right away. That's why we don't touch a hot stove. If you touched a hot stove and you didn't get burned until you did it 500 times within the span of 3 years, you might not really realize that it's going to burn your hand that much. So that's a big part of the issue, is that it's very slow and subtle, but it definitely is a huge contributing factor to a lot of the illnesses that we have. In 2018, there was a 20-year study completed that cost $30 million by a doctor named Ronald Melnick. And he was able to show a direct link to EMF exposure in rats to the form of cancer. So much so that the WHO and the CDC have both classified wireless radiation as a 2B carcinogen, which means that it can probably or possibly cause cancer. Now, the only reason why it's 2B is because they slept a lot of the evidence has been swept under the rug. They haven't let this information come out because of people's pockets and because of the industries. They don't want to hurt themselves because, money over everything. Who cares about really having our society be healthy? I'd rather get my pockets fat. So that's a huge issue. And no matter what area it is really in our world, unfortunately, money is king. And that's what people unfortunately look to live by rather than living by a healthy lifestyle.
What other devices that we use that can cause problems?
So earbuds, our watches, like it drives me insane. No pun intended, but when I see someone with earbuds on, plus they have a cell phone in their pocket, plus they have their watch on, it's just, they're just bombarding themselves on top of being bombarded all the time.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate you for that.
So even like our laptops, they're called a laptop, but you should never have your laptop in your lap.
Okay.
Especially with these higher frequencies, with the 3G, the 4G, the 5G, and I know there's talks about 6G coming out. It can cause infertility. It can increase your chances for Alzheimer's and for all sorts of diseases that we have just grown as a society to be kind of desensitized to. And we just kind of think of it as being something that comes along with old age, because it goes back to that subtleness of the prolonged exposure. It takes time to build up a certain level of toxicity. Then your body expresses it. And because you're not feeling those emotions or those symptoms until you're 60, until you're 65 or 70, and everyone is dealing with it, everyone just says, oh, it's just because I'm so old. Well, no, it's because you're at an age now where you've had 30, 40, 50 years of that exposure, where now it's just starting to come to the surface.
Could it have any link to mobility?
Oh yeah, it can degenerate your cells, the cartilage that's in your bones, the calcium that's in your bones. It can definitely be a degenerative issue. Absolutely.
So is there any way, let's say if you've had years of exposure with all of this, is there any way to reverse?
Yeah, absolutely. If you just start with some of the mitigation strategies that we just talked about, start to lessen your exposure to it as much as you can. And then you can do things like grounding when you have your feet on the earth, because the earth itself gives off a natural EMF, which is the Schumann's resonance. That's the natural frequency that the earth gives off. And if you have your feet or your hands or just your skin in general touching the natural surface, it gives a negative and positive exchange of electrons and protons with the earth. So it pulls it out of your body. So you're not building up so much toxicity.
Okay, so I'm going to get lighthearted. So you're not saying we just no. Should I say that?
Say it.
You can say it. You can say it.
Please say it, Joanne.
And go lie in the dirt and roll in the dirt.
Yeah, but honestly, that's why they say. I mean, I wouldn't go roll in the dirt, but if I'm walking to my mailbox to get my mail, I'm gonna be barefoot.
Okay.
If I'm depending on where I go when I'm walking my dogs, I'm gonna be barefoot. If I'm sitting outside, or I mean, not to get too personal, but if I gotta cut my toenails, I'm gonna sit outside in the grass and be barefoot on the grass. Do things like that. But to your point though, that is why they say that it is healthy to have your kids be playing outside in the dirt. That's absolutely why.
How do we get a balance, and how do we teach our children a balance with using devices? Because Professor G, you and I both know that they are. I think they're crazy glued.
Yes.
To their devices.
Yes.
How can we get a balance for adults as well as children?
Well, you have to start with, as this can be a good thing and a bad thing, but as a people, we are very centered around incentives. If you can incentivize something for someone, it kind of gives them something to work towards. For example, we just recently gave my daughter a phone. She's going into 7th grade, and we reluctantly gave her own phone. She's very responsible with it, and we laid out a whole contract for her that she had to sign. But she has to read a certain amount of pages. She has to turn it off at a certain time at night.
Okay.
And you really just have to. The younger that you can start with them, the better. Like when we are out and we see these little young children, 2, 3, 4 years old, and they're sitting there with their parents and they're just face deep in their iPad or whatever it may be, that's not only is that bad for them internally, but also it does not help their development as a child or as a person in the world. They're instead of having their face up and experiencing life and interactions, they're face down, and they can just constantly what turns them on. So it's just hurting their attention span. That's why, or their attention span. That's really why all of these TikTok videos and even some of the shorts that are on YouTube, that's a huge reason why they're only 30, 40, 50 seconds, because our attention span is drastically reducing.
Right.
And it's so true. That's why, even as adults, we can't sit. And everything, it seems like longer than that. And I'm going to say whether it's a church service, whether it's something, it seems like the attention span is just so, and now people are complaining because, that's too long. That's too long. I don't want to sit that long to listen. Right. I don't want to, and it's sad. It really is sad.
It is because, and even when that topic is talked about, just like how it was just with what you were saying, people kind of always relate that to just like watching a video or someone talk. But what about actually learning something that's beneficial?
Exactly.
Something that's important that you can implement in your everyday life. Like let's sit down and watch a 40-minute video about someone talking about a healthier way of living. you know, and it's so hard for people to sit there, period, let alone to sit there and actually be mentally engaged in what they're watching.
Yes.
So
And these, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Joanne.
No, I'm just saying these devices have become, I know that it used to be the TV was the babysitter.
Right.
Yep.
Now these devices have become the babysitter. And for a lot of adults, because even clients of mine who, you know, I have to constantly, can you hold your head up? Because they're constantly like this.
Yes.
You know, in their phones or on their tablets. And it's like, you know what, can you cut it off? Can you shut it down? And it's almost like I've offended them.
And that goes,
and it's just, and a lot of it is junk.
Oh yeah.
Mostly. Yeah.
Yep. And that goes into, you know, if you were to ask a parent nowadays, because I know when I was a child growing up in the 80s and the 90s, my mom and my dad, they let me ride my bike 5 miles to, you know, to go to McDonald's or whatever it may be. But nowadays, parents are very hesitant to let their parents go even down the street sometimes, depending on where you live.
Right.
But they won't let them go anywhere out in the street in the real world, but yet they'll give them a device and let them go anywhere they want in the virtual world. That's just as harmful, if not more so.
And more people have access to them than they do probably on your block.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
On your block. 100%. So many more people have access to them. Yeah.
Professor G, you have anything else you want to add?
I just want to say real quick, there's two. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Deborah Davis. She is the president of the Environmental Health Trust. She's written a few books. One is called Disconnect. I definitely recommend it. And then also another book that I've read extensively is called The Invisible Rainbow by Dr. Arthur Furstenberg. Those are definitely two great reads.
Give those books titles and authors again.
One of the books is called Disconnect by Dr. Deborah Davis. And then the other one is The Invisible Rainbow by Arthur Furstenberg.
All right. I'm sure we can find those on Amazon or other
Yes,
platforms to get those books. All right, Dr. G. Maybe I'm calling out something, Dr. G. Professor G. Once again, you've been very informative, and we look forward to the next time that we'll discuss and talk about things that will enhance our life healthy-wise.
Yes, thank you. I look forward to it.
Yes. And I'm going to do better.
That's all we can do. Know better, do better. That's all we can do.
How about that? Have a great rest of your summer, Professor G.
Thank you. Same to you guys as well.
All right. So, Joanne, take out the buds.
Yeah.
The phone.
You know, when I'm at the gym, my buds are wired.
Okay.
Those are the only ones that I have wired. Everywhere else, it's wireless. So just something to think about. It really is something to consider and think about. Yeah.
You know, I was thinking before, Professor, while he was on, I'm thinking now these students and that will soon enter college. I wonder how they will their behaviors be when they have to go to a lecture and sit an hour and an hour and a half listening to someone just talk. And if they're not really an effective speaker and they're monotone, I don't know. Because
we've become a society that's so used to fast pace. Everything is moving. Like you said, you know, you only get these 30-second videos. Then you move into the next. You're moving to the next. And so, or 60 seconds or whatever it is. And we've become so inundated with just stuff.
Right.
Moving. And so just to sit and listen, you know, it's
challenging. It was already challenging.
Like he said, what he tell his daughter, you got to read. You have to read so many pages. You have to, and that's what we need to do. And not read on your, like for me, I'm still a book person.
Me too.
I mean, I've read things on my tab, you know, and all of that. But I really like books. I like holding it. I like turning pages. I still like that. And so many people now have gone away from it. And I'm not putting that down.
Right.
It's just, we've become a society of just everything is moving.
Everything.
And so when you have to slow down, we don't know
what to do.
How to do, especially a lot of our children and stuff like that, because it's just constant. Yeah.
The process of learning and doing better.
Yeah.
In case you're just tuning in, it is Talking To with your host, Joanne Toasted Fuller, and I am Rufus Bill. And we just did a great interview with Professor G. If you missed it, hopefully not, but if you did miss it, you can go back and pull it up from YouTube and also from Facebook. And then if you were able to listen to him as we were talking and you want to just a refresher, go back into the archives and pull that up.
Especially those 2 books that he suggested.
Especially the 2 books. Yes.
The 2 books.
Good reads for the rest of the summer and for your life, as that far as that is concerned. Also, today's show is dedicated to the broadcast pioneer Jay Butler, and many people are familiar with Jay Butler all across the world. As we're doing our show, he's doing his last radio broadcast. Coming out of Memphis, Tennessee,
yes.
And I would say over 50 years he's been on the air. Some people kind of remember the voice from the movie Car Wash, and he was the radio guy.
Can you believe Car Wash is?
Isn't that wild?
40.
Car Wash. I mean, people. I can remember. I think it came out before I was really able to understand what it was. But when I became older, people were talking about car wash. It was a phenomenon all on its own.
Yeah.
The entire movie. And Jay Butler played a pivotal role in that movie. Working at Playboy Records, people don't even know that Playboy had a record company.
Wow.
Motown Records. He was executive in record companies. He scouted for talent. He eventually went into radio at he was in radio, I should say, first at WCHB here in the state of Michigan with the Bell.
Those were the days.
Yes. He, along with Raymond, Fred Garay, Martha Jane the Queen, Butterball, and so many others. But I had a fortunate experience for Jay Butler to be my program director at WQBH, and Jay Butler was trying to whip me into shape every day of the week. Joanne, he would say, "That's not how you pronounce that. Go back and do that again. Don't be on here embarrassing us. Who do you think you are? You don't have. You just got into the business. Be quiet." Now I was never saying anything. Just listen. Do you hear me?
That just brings back so many memories. WCHB, WJZZ, just
right, a whole different era and time in living, where living was simple, but everyone was striving to be better.
Yeah.
And because of the migration of the African American Black people from the South migrating to the North, getting these type of jobs, getting paid that money, which they thought was so much. It may have only been $5 an hour working in the automotive industry, lifting actual steel for $5 an hour.
Those were the jobs that helped, especially people of color, that helped Black folks.
Yes, it did.
To move forward, to move up,
to
survive,
to
take care of their families, and all of that. Yeah.
And people from the South who would come to Michigan or to Illinois, and they would go back home in that brand new car, and they'd pull up, and all of the family members would be so excited.
I'm moving to Detroit.
I'm moving to Detroit.
Get me a job. I'm getting me a job at the automotive factory.
Exactly.
But it helped so many people.
It did.
It helped so many people.
And
so that's the days of the unions and all that stuff too. So
of course, Jay Butler was part of that era, and I'm very appreciative to Jay Butler for what he's taught me and for what he's done in enhancing the music of not only all people, but especially Black people, because he did radio promoting Black artists that in at a time where they were being played but not being recognized.
Right. Right.
where they were changing the covers of albums
Yes.
to not show that they were Black people.
That they were Black. Mm-hmm.
Putting up
And
flowers.
then sometimes, and I'm sometimes the music was stolen.
And a lot of times.
It was stolen.
It
And
was
so
stolen.
I could have put that album out last year, but now all of a sudden they're playing it on the other station, but somebody else is singing.
It's singing.
And so, those are some rough times.
Yes, there are some rough times.
Some good times, but some rough times for our people.
For our people, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to move on to our next interview. We're very excited to have our next guest, Joseph Derrico, a son of Detroit, Michigan, who now lives in a part of Texas. And he started off with humble beginnings here in the city of Detroit, Joanne. He was in a choir as a child, and he migrated from being a choir member to a choir director, I believe probably at the age of 11, could have been younger, but maybe not much older than 12. He began directing the choir from his home church. It was Adams Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, located in the city of Detroit. He went on from there, and Joseph, still as a child, went around in the neighborhoods, gathered up a bunch of youth, put together a mass choir. They were performing around in various communities and various programs. And then he went from there. He went over to Moses Temple, got that choir together. And he's just been entrenched in gospel music. And it's amazing that he has done what he has done in gospel music, not just locally, but nationally. And he started a group, Latter Rain, and they're getting ready to do something major. But before I say anything else, before we go any further, and I tell the entire story, we are honored and just thrilled to bring on to talking to the one and only Joseph Derrico. Good afternoon, Joseph. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon, good evening. Well, how are you?
We're doing well. So Joanne gave us a temp report from Toronto. I think she said it's around 70, and it's around 70 here in Detroit. Now, are you in Texas right now?
Yeah, I'm in Dallas.
Dallas. What's the temp there?
It was 98 degrees today. Yeah. A little chilly today.
It's a little chilly.
Yes.
Wait, Joseph Derrico, when you decided to move to Texas, did you actually think it was going to be this hot consistently?
No.
You thought, oh, it couldn't be that bad.
No, I knew it was going to be bad, but I did not know it was going to be this bad. It's bad. Yeah. But it's a good trade-off because our fall, November, December, it's 75, 80 degrees.
Rub it in.
So the trade-off is the winter time.
Say that.
So what made you move to Texas, to Dallas?
Well, I visited one of my good friends. I got a job here in 2020. It was towards the end of the pandemic, and we were able to travel. So I came to visit him in October, and I loved it. But I'd never been here in the summertime. So I was under the impression of October's weather. And I wound up getting a job about 3 years later. My job opened up a position here and wound up transferring me here. So I'm really here for work.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And have you made new friends?
I have met some really cool friends since I've been here. Going on 3 years actually in September 2nd. It's my third 3-year anniversary. And I have met some really, really cool friends here in Dallas, Texas for sure. So I have a really good network, a community. Sure.
Awesome.
Very good.
So what's the biggest difference from, and I know weather-wise, but between Detroit and Dallas, as far as culture and all of that?
People are Detroit don't get me, but people in Texas are very friendly. You know, I'll be walking down the street going to check my mail, neighbors I just don't know in there, or cars driving past in the neighborhood and they're just waving, and I just wave back. And so it's a very friendly culture here. And I will say the good thing that I do like it is very spread out. So from city to city, it could be in the suburb to suburb, could be an hour, 45 minutes apart. So you just kind of you have your space when you want to be bothered. I know Rufus understands this part. Okay? When you want to be bothered, be bothered. When you don't want to be bothered, you don't have to be bothered. Exactly. So I really like that. But I love my city, Detroit. But obviously, those are some of the good perks that I do enjoy about Texas.
Awesome.
What about the food? And especially, Detroit, the cooks here, we think we have mastered soul food. I don't know if you eat soul food, but we think we have got cornered the market. What about food there in Dallas?
Yeah, so Detroit still has the food.
Okay.
Got the food. I will say in Texas here, they have a very good beef brisket, second to none.
Okay.
So, and it's a lot, if you like Mexican food, it's a lot of Mexican restaurants here. So that's a good trade-off.
Okay.
But it's got a soul food. No, Detroit, we got it.
We have it beat still.
Yeah, we still got it, yeah. I've actually gained weight going back and forth to Detroit rehearsing.
Okay.
So I need to get out of Detroit real soon.
Tell me about it. I can show you better than I can tell you. I had another question for you. So when it comes to the spiritual environment, how is it there in Texas?
Yeah, so Dallas has really great churches here. Before I decided to join the ministry that I did join, I visited probably around 5 churches. Okay. And they all had great services. Really, really did. Mm-hmm. So, and there are some other churches that I would like to join. We have tons of churches here, very large churches actually, that I haven't even visited yet. A couple of my friends have joined different ministries that I need to go and check it out because I hear great things about it. Yeah. So definitely not missing anything on the church too.
All right.
Now the music, we ain't gonna talk about it.
I'm just about to. Okay. You said leave it alone.
Yeah. No. Detroit.
Who's the cat's meow there in Dallas that they just say, "Oh my God, I gotta go see them sing"?
When it comes to choirs, we have Kurt Franklin here, right?
Okay.
You have Fred Hammond that's here now.
Mm-hmm.
He's still Detroit, but he's by way of Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Walls Group, so you have like more singers probably in Houston. Yeah, you have Amber Bullock. She's here from Sunday Best.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but a lot of people here are migrants, so like not really like thoroughbred or people that are actually from here.
Okay.
Yeah, but Kurt Franklin is from here, so we give it to him.
Okay. I have one other thing before Joanne starts with the actual interview. Well, we are already interviewing, but for the meat of the interview.
Okay.
Question. So this week, and I don't know if Joanne saw the post, and I don't know if you saw it, but I made a post regarding Leandria Johnson. And I'm just stated, let the woman do whatever she is doing, because people going back and forth and saying this is not and she's not, and oh no, how dare you? It's not helping the situation. If you dare, do you want to weigh in on that? Do you have anything to say about how people are, just the whole interaction of her music, her behavior, the church, their behavior?
Yeah. Oh, if I dare. Okay, so I will dare to tread lightly, but I will say that the thing that I do is I don't repost anything in regard to her personal post. I just don't share it because it just builds more algorithm. I understand people with podcasts or radio interviews where you talk about things, so it's different. This is what radio shows or podcasts do. But in regards to just an artist, I kind of just stay out of it for the most part, just to minimize building more algorithm about it. But what I will say is, I personally love her. I love Leandria. I think
woman.
I think she's anointed. And one thing I do like about her is she's her authentic self.
Yes, she is. I love that about her.
I love that she's authentic. She is who she is. And there may be some things internally that she may need to address and to deal with. But I believe that she still has a heart for God. And there's a lot of people in the Bible that was a mess.
We're messed up.
Thank you very much.
And you know what? And God loved them, including David.
Yes. And when you really look at it, we all have issues. We all have things that we're dealing with. But it doesn't mean that we love God any less.
No.
It doesn't mean that, people want to almost throw people away. And no.
Yeah, because if we throw her away, I can't forget about all of the things that she has done to make me through some really hard times.
Thank you. Why do we want to dwell on all of the negative all the time?
Yeah, well,
and it's like we want to get it out there and let people and expose and and
have an opinion.
Right.
I would say one thing is, you are just as strong as the people that you are around. So sometimes you just need a good, network of people to say, we're going to take this phone real quick and we just going to turn it off. And whatever you got to say right now, you said to us.
Exactly.
Get that off your chest, say how you want to say it, but just say it to us. Okay. And then we're going to let you be human, because everybody don't have to know everything, because people don't know how to process it, nor do they know how to handle it. People have never seen me when I've had a really bad day, and there's only certain people that can see me have a bad day. Doesn't mean I don't have them.
Right.
You have to have a network of people that just says, hey, talk to me, talk to us.
Exactly. That's why we're here.
Amen.
Yes.
I like that.
Have you ever worked with her or been on the same program with her?
I have never worked with her. I was just was I on a program? I think I opened up. I think I did a program with her as a guest.
Okay.
It was so long ago. It was actually at New St. Paul Church on the east side of Detroit.
All right.
Now under the leadership of Pastor Chris Murray. I remember he had brought her there, but it's been so long ago. And it was a musical. I don't remember if I opened up, if I was just there at that particular event, but it was a musical for sure. But I did see her in person, and I was right there next to her. So
okay. I said,
God bless her.
Right. I said in the post, I said she seems like loads of fun, because I'm sure I would be tickled.
I'd go on a cruise with her.
Evening. And would probably mess around with them shenanigans myself. I was like,
take a little good vacation with her. I would.
Exactly. Exactly. In case you're just tuning in, or you've been waiting for this great interview with Joe Derrico, he's our special guest on Talking To. And there's a lot of things that's going on with Joe, and I know you want to know. And so we're just going to start talking about it, Joanne.
We want to know. We want to know what's coming up. I see the poster behind you.
Yes.
We want to know what's coming up. What's next for you?
Sure. So I am actually closing out this chapter of my life with my group Latter Rain that I've had for 17 years now. We are having the final chapter concert, and it's going to be August 22nd. It's going to be at the Central Church in the South Campus in Detroit, Michigan. It's 9620 Sorrento Avenue. in Detroit, Michigan, 48227, under the leadership of Pastor Robert Bolden. Yes, so we are coming to do our final finale together. We are going to minister and have a wonderful, wonderful worship experience. We have some people coming in that's going to join us and that recorded with us and going to present their song that night as well. I'm just looking forward to just having a high time as we close out this chapter. So if people ain't never seen us before, this is the time to come and see us.
August 22nd.
Don't put it off.
That's
Yeah, don't put it off.
August 22nd.
If you waited 17 years to see us, come see us now.
And the name of the church, the name of the where you're having the finale concert. I hate to say finale, but
the finale, Central Baptist Church South location.
Central Baptist Church.
Yes.
Right, August 22nd. So can you just give us a hint of maybe some of the people who are coming to join you?
Well, you know,
or no.
It's very, very no. Very, very, very humbly. Latter Rain is going to be there.
Okay. Everybody else, who?
Okay.
We gonna be there.
This is Latter Rain. This is Joseph Derrico and Latter Rain's Day.
Yeah, Latter Rain. Yeah.
That's
no, John Johnson, Pastor John Johnson. He's one of the worship leaders at, I believe, it's Kingdom Culture Church. He recorded a song with us named "No Greater Name," so he's coming back with us. And most of the songs, other songs, were actually sang by our own members.
Okay.
So it will be a night of Detroit for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. But if you like the record, you're going to get that record. You're going to hear the sound from the record.
That's for sure. Now, Joe, tell us, how did you get the name Latter Rain?
Yeah. So, okay. I have always been very, very intrigued with water.
Really?
Yes, so bad that my grandmother, I would wash dishes when because I was raised in a house with my mom and my grandmother. We all lived in the same house because my mother had us pretty young. So when I would wash dishes, I would just run water and just let it run, and she would fuss at me.
I'm sure.
Yeah, especially back in the day. You know, they ain't play back in the day about that.
Boy, you ain't paying no water bill. You better turn that water off.
Yeah, and you know, I've always been so intrigued with water, the calmness of it and the power of it. There's a calmness to water and a power and a strength to water. And so when I heard the name Latter Rain as a teenager, it kind of stuck with me. It stuck with me. And a lot of times we want things when we want it right away. And there's a ladder sometimes to our blessings, to our manifestations, to some of the things that we've been waiting and asking God for. And so it's very important not to give up and walk away from those things prior to, because it may come in on those latter days.
Right.
Yeah.
Why did you?
So I took it and I ran with it.
Yeah, you did. Why did you even start Latter Rain?
Oh my gosh. So people may not know. Rufus, I heard he told half of the life story. He really did. And he reminded me of some stuff that I was not even thinking about. But Rufus, to spring forward to, in addition to what Rufus had mentioned, Rufus gave me my very, very first directing job at church. He put me over the church as a young teenager. I may have been 13 and maybe 13. And he put me in a position, and I was just a choir head. I would study Rufus. I wanted to dress like Rufus. I wanted to study Rufus. Rufus was very clean. I was just really into his artistry, because to me, he was an artist. I started listening to music. One of the first impressionable choirs was the New Jerusalem Baptist Church Choir in Flint, Michigan. I believe his name was Pastor Otis. And my mother bought this record, and I would listen to that record every single day. So with me attending the choir, or most of the choir concerts that Rufus presented with the church choir that I was attending, and the records that my mother would buy at home, it just was infused in me. And it was just something that it was just a burning passion. It grew, it grew, it grew, it grew. And I never probably thought it would get to this point, but it was in me. It was embedded in me. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
I,
You should feel good. That's a
I
blessing.
am very honored. I don't ever talk
That
about
is
it, but
such a blessing.
when I see Joe and see what he's accomplished, and I think, wow, he is amazingly talented.
Thank you.
Not only you're welcome with his directing, but with the way he approaches a song and how he can arrange it, and it's just something to me, you know. And at the time when Joe was in that choir, I was a completely different person. I think I was maybe meaner.
I think so too.
I think so too.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
And for him to ignore all that and never, and he was never, he never barked back at anything that was presented to him, even when he became the director, and little tips I would give him, he'd take them in and incorporate them. And so yeah, I'm very proud of this guy here. He's done a lot. Before I ask that next question, Joe rearranged the song of "I love you, I love you, I love you, Lord, today."
Mm-hmm.
He put a chorus on it. He's awesome, and
I forgot about that.
that song, I have taught that song to every choir that I have come in contact with, and I'm telling you, when it builds to that crescendo of "He's awesome," and to watch the reaction of the church, I instantly go back to Joe, and I'm like, and this all came from Joe. And people ask me, "Oh my God, you arranged that song? That's so beautiful." I said, "Well, no, I did not." "Oh, well, it's still a good song." But he just has a way, and it is to present music. I remember one interview I did with Joe, and I said something about, I said, you have the cheerleader for Jesus. He said, cheerleader. He said, exalter. I think that was what he said.
All right now.
Exhorter. I said exhorter. Yeah.
Exhorter. That's what you remember.
Yeah.
I felt like this. I'm like, yeah, nigga, no, that was no cheerleader in the church. But he's always into the music, and he's always creating, and which brings me to, how do you get to the point? What inspires you to write these songs?
Being my authentic self. And that took time, because listening to so many artists and studying so many artists, you will begin to start your ministry based upon what you've learned from other people. And you become almost like a carbon copy or a collage of different artists.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until I really, really decided that Detroit has a sound, but there's something in me that's different, and I have to be bold enough to do it. Mm-hmm. And when I allowed myself to become who I was and my authentic self, not a carbon copy, mm-hmm. I begin to hear music, and I would just hear the whole entire song. I'm talking about from beginning to end.
Really?
And I would have to drive. I'll be riding in the car going to work or driving from work, and I would have to pull my phone out and literally sing the song, because I hear the whole entire medley, the verse, the vamp. And that's how I got Praise the Lord, Let's Go Higher, and wound up writing another song called Transparency, then All Things Are Possible. I mean, these songs were just being sung in my ear, and I would just have to literally pull over or get up and record them. And when I presented them to the musician, they were like, "Man, you don't even play, and you got these chords." But I heard it. I heard the whole entire thing. But it wasn't until I allowed myself to be who I was, and I had to make room for that.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And I know you said Rufus said he was mean back then. But did you really see it as being mean? Because I know a lot of people take that especially when it comes to directorship.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see it as being mean. I see it as, I know what I want. I see it as structure. I see it as getting what you want from the people you are in front of. And
100%.
requiring something, requiring them to be paid.
I think it's frozen.
I think, yeah.
And so
Okay, sure.
if I'm not doing it, fuss at me, tell me I'm good. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. So I don't see it. So did you take some? I know you probably did take some of that because you said you ended up learning how to be your own, being true to yourself. But did you take some of that from that?
That you learned from me?
Yeah, I got you. I'll pick it up. I'll pick up where she left off. Yeah, so the answer to the question, yes, I did. But I will say that I was privileged to have an inside ear because my mother was a part of the choir. So even though I saw the exterior and I wasn't at the rehearsals, Mom would come home and be like, Rufus don't play. Rufus don't play with us. And he told us we need to do this, we got to do this, and we got to fast, and we got to do this. But she was excited about it because she knew that the things that you were implementing were making them better, which would make that choir so strong. So I wasn't really intimidated. I had more like a reverence. And then I will also say is that even though you were a man of little words mentoring me, you invested, because I remember when you called me and said, I want to take you and your brother, because he was a singer at the time,
Right.
to a concert. And I want you to just sit there and watch. And you took me to the Craig Brothers concert at Mercy College.
You remember the place.
I will never forget that concert. That was the most impressionable live concert I have ever seen. The level of professionalism and musicality, it was second to none. And yeah, so when you, with your sternness and you demanding what you wanted from the choir, you also invested. And when you invest in people, no matter how stern or strong you are, those are seeds planted.
They are. How have you been able to deal with your choir members? How do you deal with them? How do you keep them inspired to sing? What is your process?
So this is why all this gray hair is here, probably, you know. So
the gray hairs.
This is the root fruit of it.
You're more brave than I.
Yeah. I will say how I've been able to motivate or to keep them vested in the vision is presenting them fruit. They need to see fruit. They need to see that it's working. They need to see that it's happening. They need to see that it's impactful. And it needs to work for them as well. And when you give people fruit, however they process that, whether it's for other people, for themselves, for their family, and they're growing from it, people usually tend to stay around. And I have been very, very fortunate to have a great group of singers that have been with me, some for 17 years.
Really?
Since I started, yes. Some of them come from Moses Temple, so they've been with me longer.
Oh, did they really?
Yes. One young lady from Moses Temple, she's been with me for like 20 years.
Unbelievable. You know, I attended one of I believe it was the last recording that you did.
Yes.
And it was such an experience, such a spiritual enlightenment. And I had never seen you or Latter Rain in this place. At a point in the service, you all began to minister to one of the choir members, and there was a situation with her son.
Yes.
And to see how that you were the navigator to engage all of the people from the audience, and the people in the choir, and then just see the move of God just shower in. It still rings. I still remember it. You know, and it was so powerful.
Yeah, that was an awesome night. You know, the thing about having these programs is that we never know what God is going to do.
Right.
But we always want to be ready for when he's going to do, for whatever he's going to do. We want to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that I really instill in them is our reasonable service is to learn our music, and our reasonable service is also to be spiritually sensitive. So when God is ready to move, we are available. And we're actually having the concert in the same place that we recorded.
Right.
Yeah. So I am anticipating a very, very high time. I don't know what God is going to do, but I just anticipate that it is going to be definitely something great that's going to happen that night.
As a choral director, how have you had to deal with, or have you had to deal with, various behaviors that were not becoming of a latter rain member?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, I will say throughout the years, you have to prune. It's like a plant,
mm-hmm.
You know, and some of the seeds, some of the leaves grow a little withery, and you just have to go on and clip them off because you draining the plant.
Right.
So I got to cut those off. So yeah, there are definitely some people I have to just say, listen, it ain't working. You're just, you have a gift, you have a talent, but you are also a strain on the ministry.
Oh.
And yeah, I mean, you got to prune it. You definitely do. And I will say that the people that have been with me now have been with me for some years. And now it gets easier as it goes.
Okay.
Because people will now see the spirit of the group and know if they even belong or not. Because they're like, I'm not even about to join because God put up that defense then, yeah. Yeah.
What's one of your most memorable moments?
Oh, one of my most memorable, probably the night that you just spoke of at the recording. Yeah, because I will say that every production that we do, it gets better.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say that every time we do something, it's going to be better. And that night was just so mind-blowing. And we were all so in awe and so empowered that night. It really, really put us in a different place as a music ministry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joanne, can you hear me? I don't think she can hear me. It was very powerful, very anointed, and as you say, very memorable. Mm-hmm. How do you approach your rehearsals?
So I present them the music prior to rehearsals now.
Oh.
And even if they're dummy tracks.
Okay.
And expect for them to come to rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
I expect for them to come to rehearsal maybe not 100% prepared, but prepared enough to give me something to work with.
Okay.
I feel like we're past the stage now of learning things from the ground up, especially being artists.
Right.
Here's the music. This is what you listen to your part, listen to how they're singing it, and I expect you to come with at least some knowledge of the song. And if they don't, I'll talk about them.
What were you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
You had that music and you were doing nothing.
Absolutely. Wasting my time sending all this stuff out. They should have saw the guy talking about all this radiation. You get me all this radiation trying to get these songs out. You ain't even listening to it.
You haven't listened to it.
I got to go outside and walk in the dirt.
How about that? Get all of those waves off you, rays, I should say, off of you.
That
So,
part.
so what do you plan on doing after the final chapter, after the concert?
I know that's the biggest thing, right? Because music is so embedded in me. I plan on going more in depth with my music production company that I do have, that I wrote my songs up under.
Really?
And yes, I have a music production group called The Sky is Falling,
Okay.
and which is rain. It's another phrase for rain,
Metaphor.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Um, and I wrote music for me, and it worked. Wrote music for our ministry, and it worked. So I plan on trying to pitch and write for other artists.
Really?
Yes, yes, yes.
Joanne?
That is so awesome. I'm sorry, I don't know what went on, but I lost you all for a moment there. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
weather or whatever. Yeah, yeah. But I am so excited. I'm telling you, I'm wow. It is just awesome. First of all, it's awesome to meet you.
Likewise.
And
Thank
what a
you.
blessing. What a blessing. I know
Thank you
you've
so
been
much.
to so many, to so many. Can't wait to hear you now.
Yes,
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that I have your name, Rufus. So he's gonna be on the VIP list. Don't be sitting in the back, Rufus.
Oh, now you know that's my spot.
Uh,
You know, Joseph, that's my spot in the back.
So I'm gonna put the team. I'm gonna put the team on there so you can make him come up to the at least the third row, right?
That is too funny.
Yeah.
So, what has been? I'm just curious, because I never started a choir, and which is just it just blew me away when you went and got those neighborhood children and started that first mass choir.
I did.
What have the members of Latter Rain said when you announced to them a bon voyage?
I know some of them are saying that last song when we're done, I'm gonna be no good. And some people are just saying they can't believe that this is the reality.
Mm-hmm.
Um, right now they're working so hard that it
It
ain't
hasn't catch
sinking yet. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But I believe the night of it will be definitely an emotional feeling for
Mm-hmm.
I'm
us to do
sure.
that benediction and walk off the stage knowing that this is the last time we're going to do this together. It's going to be a lot of emotions. We're
Wow.
going to get through the concert though, make sure that we do what we're supposed to do, and then we're probably going to be a little emotional afterwards. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Oh, a
Yeah.
whole lot emotional. I
Yeah.
believe that. I remember singing in groups and just a whole, it's a lot. And, we got to get together and we have to, you're already looking for reunions and
Right.
reasons for reunions and all of that. But
The good thing
oh.
about it is we're still family, though.
That's good.
A couple of them are my godchildren in the choir, and we are still connected. And even though we're not doing this together, we're still family.
Yes,
Maybe take
yes.
a trip next year.
Lovely.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
And you said 17 years, right?
Yes, I've had this choir for 17 years this year. Yes.
So I'm a very numbers guy,
Mhm.
and if you break down the number 17, you add the number 1 and 7, which gives you 8.
Correct.
Of course, everybody knows that.
Mhm.
But in the Bible, the number 8 symbolizes new beginnings,
Mhm.
resurrection, and regeneration.
All
And
right.
I think that's just phenomenal that it would
Absolutely.
be 17 years, and that is the number 8. And everything that you have spoke about in the interview before I even read this has talking about regeneration, reinventing,
New
coming
beginnings.
new
Yeah.
beginnings,
Mhm.
and it's just exciting to
Absolutely.
see what's going on. And we always think of the final as the end, as opposed to
Mhm.
the final being the start of a beginning.
Mhm.
And
100%.
and I know enough to say that I know you don't do anything unless it's been divinely inspired. You don't walk out on your own and you know, just say, well, I'm just going to stop this to do that, or I'm going to do this and or add this. You know, it's come, I'm sure, with a lot of thought, prayer, possibly fasting, and a lot of communication with God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right. I consider the number 2 18. I mean, I'm 1 8, which is new beginning, number 8, and then I also consider the last digit 7, which is completion. Yeah, so it's completion, and then add them together, new beginning.
Right.
So completing one and going to the next.
Yeah. Completing that journey and starting your new journey.
Absolutely. And
God
people
is
in the
still in
choir
control of it all.
still in control and still squeezing that olive, getting that oil out of it.
That oil
Absolutely.
out, yes.
And there are so many people that are doing great things on their own, and Kevin Stewart and Deanna Spinner, and I can just name on and on other people that are singing in other groups, recording, and Kevin working with the Clark sisters, and a plethora of artists. People are now have been empowered, and they are just going and they are taking it and they are running with it. So I believe that this is definitely the season for people to now do what God has really called them to do, as we have empowered and cultivated this ministry, not only for us, but for other people.
You know, one thing about when being an artist, and Joanne, she's a musician and a singer as well.
Okay.
And what a lot of people don't ever see is they only see what is presented to them. But behind the scenes, there are a lot of factors that are into play. And I remember going to that last recording. No, was it that one? No, it wasn't that one. It was the one prior to. And seeing how your team was managing the entire everything.
Production,
The production. I mean, it was flawless, Joanne. Everybody was on point. They had it was a lot of communication going on. And not that I was looking for anything, which I never am, but if it's apparent, I see it. There was no, well, that wasn't my job. I thought you was handling it. His team, they were working in harmony, in sync. And I think it's so very important that all aspects of whatever it is that the ministry is presenting, that everyone is working toward the common goal. They're forgetting about self. They see the bigger picture. They know what we are here to do. And then in this aspect, they're here to serve God and to draw people closer to God.
Absolutely.
And one thing that God loves is organization.
Yes.
And I try to tell these bucketheads in the city of Detroit, when they present this raggedy stuff, it's raggedy. Now they get offended. And I guess if somebody called my stuff raggedy, I'd get offended too. However, maybe my presentation is not the best, but you have to have everything together. And and as the leader, the director, and the founder, Joe, you have to trust that they have listened, that you can relax, or you can put your mind and focus on the bigger picture, which is the directing, which is the singer, and which is ushering the Holy Spirit, knowing that the back of the house is together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, they can't just love you. They have to love the vision. And if you just love me, you know, you'll be in and out, right? Because I may make you mad one day, and you know that go out the window. And I know I have made every last choir member mad, and band member probably too at some point. But when you love me and what we are doing, then the heart is in it.
Yes.
And then that's when you can begin to produce the quality. And if you ain't got it there yet, then you wait till you get it. Not to be so ambitious. I didn't record that record that you were talking about, that very first one that you came and sat in that rehearsal. That was in 2013. I was 38 years old. I didn't record my first live recording until I was 38.
Wow.
Yeah, you wait until it's time. You wait till it's ready. And that was probably one of the strongest projects we put out in that time. People still talk about that record. We're doing most of the songs from that record that night.
Was that Transparency?
That is Transparency,
Okay.
yes. Mm-hmm.
And how many
That's
other
awesome.
recordings do you have?
A total of 3. We have live recording, full Transparency was a full live recording. And then we did 2019 a dual single, which was studio. And then in 2023, we recorded a live EP.
Will any of that product be available for purchase that night, or how can they purchase it now?
You know, everybody's streaming these days, right? That's just the truth. So if you just go on in, just stream it.
Okay.
But if you want to buy it on Apple Music, it is on all platforms. It's on Amazon Music. It's on where you can purchase it, and iTunes where you can purchase it. And if not, just go ahead and listen to it about 10 times. Just play it over and over again. You know?
Put it on the loop.
Put it on the loop. Go to sleep, put it in the other room, and just play it all night.
He said another room.
Will you be having any like autographed CDs available for purchase?
You know, I don't think I have any more of those CDs because
praise the Lord.
I don't think I even have any more.
Okay.
You know, we put out that record in 2015. And then after that record, that was the only hard copy we ever did. The other projects we just did digital.
All right. Well, before we go, give us the date, give us the place, give us the time.
Absolutely. So it is August 22nd, 2026. That is the place. That is the date to be at Central Church South location, 9620 Sorrento Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48227. Doors open at 5 p.m. and the concert time is at 6 p.m. and it is absolutely free. Now, we didn't move the venues. We didn't got a larger venue. So it's some space in there. We want y'all to come because once the seats are gone, they are gone.
We're going, Rufus, right?
We're going, Joanne. We're going to go.
The only thing about Rufus is Rufus will. I mean, I see him at the event, but he's gonna call me the next day, or he'll inbox me the next day and he'll give me the whole rundown, so I know he was there.
Now, before you go, now I wanted to say now Joe has not said anything tonight about it, so I would assume maybe I shouldn't. There may be an offering. Will there be?
It will be a free will offering. Yes.
A free will offering.
Yes.
In other words, don't come there broke.
Come prepared.
Come prepared, because now you
a
all
free concert,
took that money. Y'all went to go see Chris Brown, and Usher didn't complain a bit about that $300. Huh? Don't y'all get quiet out there in Cyberland. Bring some financial financial resources to absorb costs and to be a blessing to Joe Derrico and Latter Rain and to the church. You know, I'm telling you, if you've never gone, it's going to be an experience. And if you've gone, you already know what to expect. That plus more. And I know Pastor Bolden over there, a young man I've worked with him on some things a long time ago, and with his brother. So it's going to be an evening of praise and worship. And once again, give us those dates and that date and the time again.
Yes, August 22nd. Doors open at 5 p.m. and the concert will start at 6 p.m. Admission is absolutely free. No pressure at the door.
No pressure at the door. But I'm gonna be observing at offering time.
Rufus.
I was like, Bishop, put that 5 back in there. Not 5 on it tonight.
Rufus might be the one you need to take up your offering.
Listen, that's why he need to come up to you got to make sure he come up to the front. You know, so I may need to call him up there.
I'm telling you.
Joe, we are so proud of you, and
thank you.
We're excited about the 22nd, and we are excited about what's going to go on beyond the 22nd. And we know that God will continue to bless you and crown all your efforts with success. And we're so glad that you even took the time and had the time to do the interview today.
I'm so honored. Thank you so much.
One last thing. What would you tell a young aspiring director or choir director?
I will tell an aspiring director, choir director, do it afraid, and don't be afraid to be yourself.
Amen.
I love it.
Amen.
I love it.
Don't let intimidation stop you.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Derrico, founder and director of Latter Rain. He's looking forward to seeing you August 22nd, and make your plans to be there for an experience that will change your life forever. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great one.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So Joanne, we have a date. Can you hear me? I don't think she can hear me. But anyway, we just had a great interview with Joseph Derrico, and he is the founder and director of Latter Rain. They're going to have their final chapter, August 22nd, and just make plans to be there. Make plans to change your life. You know, you may be in a position where that you're not even sure of who you are, not sure of your next step, your direction, you're confused, you may be bereaved, you may be heavy-hearted, and you may just be full of joy, and everything can be going well for you, and you just love life. If either of those two scenarios find you, be there. Come prepared to praise. And I'm joking, lightly, slightly about the money, because it's not about the money. It's about you coming and taking part of something that will be a part of gospel history, infinity, and for infinity. Thank you so much on behalf of Joanne Tosin Fuller and Justin Hearn. Thank you for being our special guest today. Congratulations to you, Jay Butler. Thank you for everything that you've done. I am so grateful. I am so appreciative to you for all of the lessons learned, for all of the stories, for all of the disciplines, for giving me an opportunity to do what I did and what I do to this day. I will always, always remember Jay, the blues man, no socks wearing Butler. Everyone have a great day, and tell somebody you love them.